Good evening, I'm Darcy Stewart. Earlier today, a fire broke loose in the downtown section of Roseville. An electrical short is a suspected cause for the apartment blaze, which left an entire housing unit demolished. Fortunately, there were 0 casualties thanks to the introduction of a relatively new life-saving device, the Universal Translator. Coming from MIT's accredited conceptual engineering department, we have Dr. Ronald Johnson. Good evening, Dr. Johnson.
Good evening, Darcy.
So, Dr. Johnson, it is my understanding that today the first instance in which the Universal Translator was used in the line of public service. Could you explain to us basically how these incredible devices do what they do?
Of course. Even though the technology, especially the software, is extremely sophisticated, the Universal Translator has many parts in it that would be familiar to you and I. Essentially, a microphone receives the input signal, the speaker's voice, and an advanced microcomputer analyzes the audio signal, completes the translation, and plays the translated version through a traditional speaker. The user has the option to select from an essentially unlimited list of languages that can be understood and translated.
That's incredible. It appears that we can expect more great things from this novel device.
Oh, most definitely. Not only is the translator essential in high-risk environments, but also it will likely become a part of daily life. Having a translating device overcomes all language barriers and eliminates the need for clumsy guidebooks and such. Crude versions of today's device were employed by the military in the early parts of the 21st century, and they, more than anyone, have been appreciative of the advancements that have been made.
Well, thank you for being with us today, Dr. Johnson.
My pleasure.
Now, to recollect the moments from earlier today, we have the firemen involved in today's blaze on the scene, as well as the victims to talk about how the Universal Translator aided in their rescue. So when you first arrived on the scene, what were your first thoughts?
Well, when the fire engines first pulled up to the burning building, it was entirely engulfed in flames, so our biggest concern was obviously to save the lives of the civilians who were trapped inside.
We knew when the call came into the station that this area of Roseville was a predominantly immigrant population, and communication would probably be one of the most challenging obstacles to overcome.
Well, many of the residents had already escaped the building when we received a desperate call that there were 2 civilians still trapped inside. Thank God we had the Universal Translator.
Yeah, our department has adopted using these devices, and we're able to figure out the location of the civilians and also to secure and remove them from the building. And they're a little shaken up, but nobody was hurt.
Wow, what a heroic act. Such an amazing device. What a terrifying experience to endure, and thank God you are still with us. But do you believe the translator helped to save your lives?
Yes, most definitely. Without this device, I don't believe we would have been able to escape the reaches of the fire or the smoke. This device enabled us to relay our exact location and explain our situation to the firefighters, who then quickly found our apartment, assessed the situation, and helped us out of the building.
Why did you purchase this device?
I purchased this device for this exact reason, in case of emergency, and also simply to communicate efficiently without having to worry about a language barrier. Since we live in such a diverse neighborhood, it is a reliable tool to communicate with others, and it also gives me a sense of security if something were to go wrong, like the situation that occurred earlier.
A truly remarkable story made possible by remarkable new technology. Thank you for being with us today, and thank you for watching. I'm Darcy Stewart. Good night.